Hello, this is Amorphous. I'm going to be playing some Conquest of Elysium 4 as Dryad Queen with Tyler.
Hey, how's it going?
We're playing against a bunch of AI on these difficulties. So...
Count is the only harder difficulty that we have to go against.
Yeah, so here's the available difficulties. So the
difficulty just means they cheat.
I can't remember what our yeah, exactly. It determines how many resources they get. Now, what was I going to do? Were we like targeting this at new players? Like, here's how you play this class?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose so, because otherwise I don't think anybody would know what's going on.
Fair. Yeah, nobody
Honestly.
plays this game, so I should probably explain things. So, ready when you are. Oh boy, we're playing against a Demonologist.
Yeah. Who else would be good? Demonologist and Senator.
Yeah, Senator. Oh boy. Alright, so my Dryad Queen's name will be Poofy Boy.
Not quite given up on my last name yet.
Voice of Del. We got Hoofy Boy and Voice of Del here in an alliance. Alright, so we've started in a savannah. As you can see here, if you hover over each tile, it tells you what it is. This here is a hamlet. This is my Sacred Grove, where I start. This is the Temple of El, where he starts. So, the savannah means that we're in the far south of the map. We're on the south coast, it looks like. Sort of southwest, I think. Which means, fortunately, things won't get very snowy, because snow is annoying. When you want to move in this game, you just select a commander from this top left list, and that is, if you right-click on any tile, that shows you what's in that tile. So if I right-click on my Sacred Grove, that's where both my commanders are. Right-clicking is kind of how you look at things in this game. So if I right-click here, this isn't my tile, but I can look what's in it. So if I right-click him, I see his bishop. Action points determine how many spaces you can move. Since we're in a savannah, things are very simple. I can take my Satyr commander and all his Satyr buddies, and I can have him move one tile for one action point, and take this coastal hamlet. Everyone starts with 3 action points, unless you're like Hobergs or something. Then they might be slow and have 2 action points. What I did there when I selected the units is I pressed T. You could also go over here somewhere to transfer units. Hotkey is T. And then I just double-clicked on each of the different types of units. So that, because I had this commander selected, when I pressed T, it brought me into this menu. This little diamond means that I've got this commander selected, and all these X's mean that I've got all of these units following this commander. Pretty simple stuff so far. This is my Dryad Queen. Now, if you right-click on the Dryad Queen, you'll see that she has this feature here, Satyr Spawn Boost +4. This means that while she's sitting in a Sacred Grove, she will make a bunch of Satyrs come join her. So you kind of want her to just be sitting around in her Sacred Grove, spawning more Satyrs for the Satyr commanders to come and kill things with. She also has spells she can cast. These ones with asterisks next to them are the spells that she currently has prepared. So I'm going to unprepare Confusion and prepare Tanglevine instead. This over here is the number of spells she can currently have prepared. So when she goes into combat, she will randomly use these spells. I think it's like semi-randomly. I think they have a certain amount of AI to it. Is that right, Tyler?
Yeah, it's like the big example it has in the manual is that they won't like outright use, for example, like a big damage dealing fire spell if what they're firing at is immune to fire damage.
Yeah. Oh, someone has been eliminated. What just happened there, by the way, is I pressed Y, or over here on the right there's an end turn button, and that has moved us on to the next turn. Now we get explanations about what happened last turn. So this battle that I moved my Satyr commander into happened, so here it is. Now this is actually properly turn-based. Every unit gets a turn in each round, and it just resolves in turn. All these satyrs are actually really, really strong because they have this this ability here called Berserker, and you can click on all these little features to read more about them. Berserker means that basically they just get really strong whenever they take damage. So if they get hit by like an archer for 1 damage or something, they just go berserk and get really scary. The counter to that, obviously, is something hitting them with a lot of damage that kills them before they can go berserk, but having satyrs against, like, you know, little independent dudes who don't do much damage is really, really good. Satyrs are some of the strongest base units in the game. So yeah, I'm going to take this group, and they pretty much survived. Pretty intact, so I'm just going to send them at this slinger. Slingers are really, really weak, as you can see here. 4 HP, they do 1 to 2 damage with their sling, and 1 damage with their fist. Pretty easy to squish. Let's see. No satyrs have come here yet. This lion tribe village could be a little bit dangerous. There's a tiger there, and sometimes they have like demons hanging around with them. So a lot of this game is just learning what hangs out in where.
Yeah.
And how strong different units are. So obviously, this coastal hamlet, we squish this dude. That's pretty much it. I could hire a Harpy scout, so I pressed R here. R doesn't matter where you press it because we're recruiting here in the Sacred Grove, regardless of what we've got selected when we press it. And we could check, and if we had multiple places to recruit things, we would have multiple locations in this menu. So be sure to recruit where you're trying to recruit. So Dryad Queen is really focused around these event spawns. Not event like recruit opportunities, where you get a message at the start of the month that you can recruit a certain thing. And right now it's a Harpy scout. Now scouts are okay because they have this acute senses, which means they can see stealthy units, and stealthy units in this game are effectively invisible until you get into combat with them. So you don't know what's there, which is really dangerous. So scouts are pretty good to have most of the time. But this costs 22 gold, so I'm not gonna do that because Dryad Queen kind of struggles with gold early. I'm just gonna keep taking these coastal hamlets. They're free for the taking, and ooh, 18 levies. Levies are kind of crap as well, so I'm just gonna send my satyrs at them. All right.
This is a much nicer spawn than the last one.
Yeah, it really is. The only problem is I don't have any forests. The other main mechanic of Dryad Queen is that she can capture forest tiles, which most nations can't. And the forest tiles give you a special... let's actually watch that battle, because I'm not sure how well I'll do against these levies. Oh yeah, just absolutely squish them. Yeah, alright. That's a tower bridge. I'll leave that alone. Let's go take this farm. Farms also give herbs. If you hover over it, you can see what they give right there next to the name. So that gives 1 gold and 1 herb per turn. And there's a forest that gives 1 herb.
I accidentally took one of your farms, by the way.
No worries.
Right next to yeah.
I've got forests up here now. So herbs are used for rituals and stuff like that. So if you go to the Dryad Queen, you'll see that she can use special powers with P, or over here on the right, and this is a lot of your late game potential. So you'll see that she'll start with a random level 1 and level 2 spell here, but this time she got the level 2 spell Create Grove of Gaia, and what this does, if you right click on it, basically if you're in a Sacred Grove, you can turn that into an upgraded Sacred Grove called a Grove of Gaia, and this just spawns more dudes and gives more herbs and is just really cool. So you want to do this as soon as possible. If you don't have this spell, you can use the Ritual of Mastery to get a random level 2 spell, which might give you this. There are only like 4 or 5 level 2 spells that she can get, so you don't need to use too many herbs to try to get it if you don't have it at the start. The lesser Ritual of Mastery gives you level 1 spells. There's not anything among the level 1 spells that I actually want right now. I might do that later. Alright, so the farm, I was against two spearmen. Spearmen are kind of garbage. Ooh, there's one thing I noticed there, one mechanic that I can point out. This satyr here has a wound, a permanent wound. This is called Battle Fright. This is probably the least dangerous wound for a unit to have. So sometimes when they take damage, they will become permanently wounded with one of these effects, and by the end of the game you'll have armies with like tons of wounded units in them. Now Battle Fright just means he has his morale reduced, and morale doesn't come into play very much in this game. It will only ever really come. It will only ever.
When it does, it's kind of important. But...
Yeah, it will only ever really come into play when an enemy like mage or horror or something has a fear effect.
Fear effect or mind control effect.
Yeah.
Just any charm effect in general, too.
Mm-hmm. So this is a forest. Now, on that, it shows an herb symbol and 2 boots. Now, the 2 boots mean that this is going to take 1 extra AP. So the normal planes have effectively 1 boots on them. So they take 1 AP to move on. The forest takes 2. Just normally. So that took 2 of my AP. Now, if you move into a forest that takes 2 AP to move into, when you only have 1 AP, you can do that, but you have negative 1 AP now, and if you hover over the AP up here, it'll tell you that. And that means that next turn, you'll only start with 2 AP. So it's possible to go into negative AP far enough that you just won't have any AP for several turns. Which is actually most notable. You'll see on this Create Grove of Gaia spell, if I cast it, it costs 6 AP. So she'll be without AP for 2 turns. Once I cast that. Alright. I think I've got most of the basics of this game out of the way.
Yeah, I think so.
Ah, and now winter is here, which means the snow has come down most of the continent, not to the very south. This part's still snow-free, but most of it's snowy, which means that now these normal plain tiles, they now take 2 AP to move on, which means that the forest takes 3. So if I move this Satyr Commander into this forest, he's now out of AP. There is a magic library there. That's pretty good. I seem to have gone the wrong way for getting forests. Oh wow. So I hit T here to check the units. There are now a whole bunch of Harpies here in my Sacred Grove, but no Satyrs. Sad day.
Harpies are okay, aren't they?
They're good for sieging castles, because they just fly over the walls and peck at the defenders.
Yeah.
But they have really low health, so they're not very good except in large like swarms.
Uh-huh. This game is kind of insanely deep.
It
There are
is.
6 planes.
Yeah, 6 planes of existence. Unfortunately, there's not usually much point in going to any of them, but they're really cool if you do. I hope I hope Conquest of Elysium 5 does more with the planes. I bet it will.
Me too.
Each iteration of Dominions and Conquest of Elysium just really adds crazy amounts of stuff. This is made by Illwinter Games, and Illwinter is awesome.
Yeah, they make really neat little games.
Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna come east over there and start taking these forests. Hamlet or forest? I don't want to go into negative 3 AP or whatever. Wait, I would be using 3 to do that, so I'd have negative 2 AP. Yeah, let's just go here. Because now I only have negative 1. Alright. Still just 6 Harpies here. Alright, well that's my turn. Early game Dryad Queen is kind of slow because you just need to get as many forests and as much gold as possible.
I have a halberdier who has 3 wounds on him already. he lost an eye, he has a chest wound, and a never healing wound. He has 3 HP now. From it.
Oh my god. That's so sad.
He's in the front lines, right in the middle.
That man's got stories to tell.
I hope he lives.
Alright, so I've got a choice. I can go to this hamlet or these forests. Let's get forests. I've got plenty of gold by now. So up here in the top right, it tells you what time it is. It's late winter. So that means that next turn, it's going to be spring again. Early spring. So it goes early, mid, and then late. So there are 3, I think that's right, 3 ticks to every season.
Yeah, it's 3 ticks unless there's something up with the seasons. Like there's certain artifacts that kind of like make certain season longer and stuff.
Yeah.
For example, there's one that makes summer a month longer.
Oh, hey there, Count. I don't know how long you've been there. I kind of forgot that I was streaming. I don't know why I was commentating if I forgot I was streaming, but you know what? Whatever. Yeah, this is it's not RTS. It's turn-based strategy. It's really good though. I like it. Where are the meese? They're lurking somewhere, probably, waiting to pounce. Alright, so you'll see up here, I've got plenty of gold right now, and that's on purpose because some of the spawns, see, Harpy Scouts are pretty cheap, but some of the spawns are, some of the commanders I'm waiting for are really, really expensive. So you'll see that there are Centaurs and Minotaurs here, but I can't recruit any of them because my Dryad Queen doesn't have a Centaur or Minotaur spawn boost. So I'm waiting for a Centaur or Minotaur commander to spawn so that they can get me some of those units, because these units are really strong. Minotaurs especially, but their commanders are very expensive.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. There's a Minotaur Lord for 65 gold, and a Cataphract Commander, which is a Centaur. So I can get a Centaur or a Minotaur. I'm going to take the Minotaur. Oh, I can't get either. Oh, I got the... I forgot. I got both of the versions that cost iron. Minotaurs always cost iron, but the Centaurs don't always cost iron.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't found anything that will give me iron except for over here in the east, this iron mine, which I haven't managed to get to yet. There are 2 ways to get iron in this game. You can either take a tile that gives iron monthly, like this iron mine, or you can take a tile that gives trade, and I don't think we've seen any of those yet. No, there's one. So that little wagon is a trade icon, and when you get one of those, you can hit I over here, and you get this menu where you can buy iron once per month, or as many times per month as you have trade points. So yeah, that's a big shame. I can't get either of these. That would have been really nice to get a Minotaur so early.
Yeah.
Oh, so this little bar here means that I used to own this this tile, but I no longer do, because something, probably a wild animal, just took this tile from me. Which is fine, I'm just going to keep moving. Do I want to cast anything here with 100 herbs? I don't think so. My first priority is to get this Grove of Gaia online, and then the second priority is to get the Ritual of Grand Mastery going, so that I can learn the level 3 spell, which is called Create... what's it called, the level 3 Grove?
I don't remember.
Anyway, there's a third tier of this Sacred Grove that I can get with a level 3 spell. So that's the kind of the first priority. That's what we're rushing to do. Alright. Alright, so in the recruit menu, you'll also see that I can make Satyr warriors and Satyr javelinists. Now, I can make these out of these raw Satyrs that just recruited. So if I don't have any satyrs here, I can't turn them into warriors and javelinists. So I'll make some satyr warriors here. Man, all these hills and mountains in the way. I was trying to go get the iron mine, but I don't really want to spend like 2 years getting there.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, there's another satyr commander. I think I'll take that. Satyr commanders are good to have, because they're pretty cheap, and they let you capture more stuff. So while Hyperion over here goes sort of northeast, I'll have Bristace. He's gonna go west. Now, see how this forest tile just got captured, and I was like, Hyperion's just gonna keep moving this way. Now this guy can go take back this forest tile and clear out whatever took it, which is really helpful. Actually, it was probably these bandits that took that forest tile. Oh, I forgot to move Hyperion forward. Oh well. So that's a hoplite commander, which is just a more heavily armored version of the satyr commander. Not usually that worth it. I mean, if you have the iron, it's plenty worth it, but otherwise, not much point. The senator has 1 hit point currently. I found him. Unfortunately, he's really close to my less powerful force. I don't think I can take these guys on. Hostadas are actually pretty strong.
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, there's the demonologist too. So there's the senator and the demonologist already at our doorstep.
Yep. I guess we're gonna have to kill him.
I guess. This could be tough. So you don't need any units on a tile for it to be yours, but if there's no units there, another faction can just walk over it and take it from you without any fight. So that's sort of the trade-off. If you happen to be a faction who has cheap units that you can just place everywhere, it's usually good to have a couple lying around on important location. But on the faction I'm playing, Dryad Queen, all of my units are pretty good. I don't really want to be leaving them around because I want them to be helping me fight. Alright, I'm gonna just ignore this senator and pretend he doesn't exist because I don't want to fight him right now.
Sounds good.
Alright, and then... yeah, oh, the demonologist might kill my other satyr commander right now, though. We'll see.
I doubt it'll take the fight.
Yeah, the AI generally... oh.
Did he take the fight?
No, you've died.
I did?
Yeah, you lost.
Oh, I'm gonna have to watch this.
Oh, hey, you didn't take the fight, though. Well, I'll just take his, ooh, market village. And then I'm gonna run away. Now, I'm gonna use that trade from that market village and buy iron. So there we go, that's how I get iron.
Alright, well...
Also, yeah,
over, I
yeah,
guess.
that's a game of Dominions, not Dominions, man. Conquest of Elysium.
COE. Yeah.
So it just happens
Alright.
sometimes. That's how this game works. Sometimes you die. It's very, very roguelike.
Yeah. Let's try again, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go.